The colony on Drakkar Prime had one universal rule: never approach a dragon predator. The massive reptilian beasts with their obsidian scales and eyes like molten gold were apex hunters of the planet's crimson wastelands. They could incinerate a hover transport with a single breath, tear through reinforced steel with their claws, and their roar could shatter the resolve of even the most hardened colonial marines. Mira Solon had never been good at following rules. She crouched behind a cluster of crystalline rocks, her breath forming small clouds in the thin atmosphere. The environmental suit she wore was 2 sizes too large, a hand-me-down from her older brother, and it made her movements awkward. But she remained perfectly still, watching the creature before her. The dragon predator was enormous, easily 20 meters from snout to tail. Its scales glinted like polished obsidian in the light of the twin suns, and smoke curled lazily from its nostrils. But something was wrong. The creature's massive head thrashed from side to side, and it released short, frustrated huffs that sent small plumes of fire scorching the rust-colored ground. Mira's heart hammered against her ribs. She should leave. Return to the colony. Tell the adults. But she'd seen this behavior before in the livestock her family tended. The creature was in distress. She noticed it then, a long metallic shard protruding from the dragon's left nostril. Some kind of thorned debris from the industrial sector, probably blown out during the recent dust storms. Every time the creature exhaled, the shard shifted, causing the beast to recoil in obvious pain. Stupid, 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 Mira whispered to herself as she stood up. The dragon's head snapped toward her immediately, those molten gold eyes fixed on her small form, and its pupils contracted to deadly slits. A low rumble emanated from deep within its chest, a sound that vibrated through the ground and into her bones. Mira raised both hands slowly, palms out. "Easy," she said, her voice barely above a whisper through her suit's external speakers. "I'm not here to hurt you." The dragon predator, Drakkar she decided to call him in that moment, took a single step forward. His talons, each as long as her forearm, dug furrows into the rocky ground. Another rumble, this one louder, warning. She should run. Every survival instinct screamed at her to run. But Mira had always trusted her gut more than her fear, and her gut told her that this creature didn't want to kill her. It wanted help. "That looks painful," she said, taking a cautious step forward. "I can help, if you let me." Drakkar's head tilted slightly, and Mira could have sworn she saw confusion flicker across those alien features. Perhaps he'd never encountered a human who approached rather than fled. Perhaps he'd never encountered anything that showed him compassion. She took another step. Then another. Her legs felt like liquid, but she forced them to move. "I'm going to come closer now. Please don't eat me. My mom would be really upset." The absurdity of her own words almost made her laugh, or maybe that was hysteria creeping in. She was now less than 3 meters away from a creature that the colony's xenobiologist classified as extremely hostile and approach under no circumstances. Drakkar lowered his massive head, bringing his snout to her eye level. The heat radiating from his scales made her suit's temperature regulators kick into overdrive. His nostrils, each large enough for her to put her fist through, flared with each breath. She could see the metallic thorn clearly now, embedded deep in the sensitive tissue. "Okay," Mira breathed. "Okay, this is happening." She reached up slowly, giving Drakkar every opportunity to pull away or, well, incinerate her. But the dragon remained still, his eyes fixed on hers with an intensity that was almost hypnotic. His pupils had expanded slightly, the predatory slit softening into something almost trusting. Mira's fingers closed around the cold metal of the thorn. "On 3. 1, 2. She yanked. The thorn came free with a sickening sound, bringing with it a small amount of dark blood. Drakkar's head jerked back, and he released a roar that shook the very air around them. Mira stumbled backward, certain she'd made a fatal mistake. But the roar wasn't one of anger. The dragon predator shook his head vigorously, expelled a massive breath of flame harmlessly into the sky, and then looked at her with what could only be described as relief. He lowered his head again, this time gently pressing his snout against her chest. A gesture so delicate from such a massive creature that Mira felt tears prick her eyes. "You're welcome," she whispered, placing her small hand on his scaled nose. From that moment on, everything changed. The colony scientists were baffled when Mira returned 3 hours later with a dragon predator, following her like an enormous, scaly puppy. Commander Vex wanted to organize a hunting party. Dr. Chen wanted to study the unprecedented behavioral anomaly. Mira's mother just wanted her daughter safe. But Drakkar had made his choice. When a band of raiders attacked the colony 2 weeks later, it was the dragon predator who descended upon them with terrible fury, his flames turning their ships to molten slag. When a cave-in trapped 12 miners in the southern tunnels, Drakkar tore through solid rock for 6 hours straight until they were free. The colonists began to understand. Humanity's greatest strength had never been their weapons or their technology. It was their capacity for compassion, even toward creatures that terrified them. It was their willingness to help those in pain, even at great risk to themselves. Mira Solon, a 15-year-old girl in an oversized environmental suit, had done what armies could not. She'd turned humanity's most feared predator into its most loyal protector. And every night, when the twin suns set over Drakkar Prime, a girl and her dragon would sit together on the colony's outer ridge, watching the stars emerge in the endless crimson sky. Drakkar would lower his great head onto his talons, and Mira would lean against his warm scales. And they would keep watch over their home together. Because sometimes, the strongest bonds are forged not through dominance or fear, but through a single act of unexpected kindness.